All right, we are back after a 1 week hiatus.
Yes.
Jacob took a casual trip down to the Amazon, and I had a pretty busy week myself, so we more or less took the week off from working on the trailer. I was able, with the help of one of my other friends, Josh, to get the floor insulated and the plywood floor put on, so big thank you to Josh for that. So today what the plan is to finish, I'll show you here in a second, the V part of the trailer has not been floored yet. So we're going to finish that out, hopefully work on the ceiling a little bit, and then as Jacob put it, if you saw our last episode, we're going to work on the puzzle.
Yes.
a little bit, which if you haven't seen that episode is the trim boards that we took off and could not figure out how to get back on because Jacob forgot to mark them.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well,
easy now, easy.
That's what we'll say. But yeah, we're excited to get back at it, and thanks for watching another episode.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So what we're doing here, all we've done is taken a sheet of plywood and stripped it into 1/2-inch subflooring, and you'll see that we just did that, so we're able to fit the sheets of insulation in these gaps, and then once we get the insulation in, then we'll cover that with an actual sheet of plywood, and then on top of the plywood is where our floating floor, like the actual wood floor, will go. Alright, well, we ran out of daylight yesterday, so picking back up where we left off, today is puzzle day. So if you've been around, you know that that means it's time to put the trim boards back up. So we're kind of taking some of the guesswork out of it. We're just basically cutting what we need and making it work. And if we have to go back and buy a couple extra boards in the end, then so be it. But it's the price for our sanity at this point. So now that we have all the trim boards back up, I'm just going through and putting some wood putty over all these staple holes so that they'll be ready to sand and paint. And I thought it'd be a good opportunity for me to stop and kind of talk a little bit about where we are mentally on this project, because that's something we haven't really discussed. And that sounds bad, don't get me wrong, we've done nothing but have fun on this project so far. But I will say it's a little bit frustrating when you're doing, the functionality items. So your insulation, your wiring, subflooring, stuff like that, because it's not quite as rewarding to work on that and then just cover it up with a wall. So nobody's ever gonna see it or notice it or really think about it being there. So while we have had a lot of fun, I think we're both definitely ready to move on to, the fun items, the paint, the staining, cabinets, the actual wood floor, stuff like that. But I will say there is something definitely therapeutic about just being able to get off work and come up here and tackle pieces of the project one by one, hanging out, having a good time. So I didn't mean to go on a rant, but I did think that was something important to touch on for anyone that may be considering a project like this. Just try not to get frustrated and know that it's all worth it in the long run. And I guess that's the good thing about YouTube. If you don't want to listen to me rant, you can click off at any time. But if you did stick around this long, I appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for future content. Thank you.